I've studied the facial skeleton for a very long time, and the more I think I understand it, the less I realize I do. The contortions and convolutions and these fine, subtle changes that are part of everybody's facial skeleton make it really hard to draw, to sculpt, and certainly to estimate with an off-the-shelf implant how everybody's face is going to react. So why am I talking about this? I place a lot of facial implants, as we've talked about in previous videos, and the two most common implants that I place are routinely the puriform aperture implant along the base of the nose and the chin implant. And these are great implants to purchase in sort of an off-the-shelf, prefabricated way because they're readily available, they are relatively inexpensive, they're made out of silicone, which is biologically inert, and it's easy to make sure that the device is in the right position. Because when you are placing a chin implant, for example, the incision is within a centimeter of the implant itself, and if you feel that it's too big or if it's unstable, you can easily put one or two small titanium screws to fixate it in place. The same with a puriform aperture implant. Even though it's sort of a less understood implant, it's placed at the base of the nose in a way that is within a centimeter of the incision itself, so it's quite easy to identify exactly where the implant's going. But other implants, like the cheek implants, and more importantly, like the ramus or the mandible border implants, the jaw angle implants, these are devices that can easily be malpositioned. And in fact, the reason a lot of surgeons don't place jaw angle implants specifically is because of that malposition risk. The other thing is it's a little bit less predictable. One of my favorite implants to place in the jaw angle is something called a vertical lengthening implant. And what that is an implant that has a cup on the bottom, and it literally just cups the bottom of the implant and sort of snaps into position. But if you look at that implant, the back side of that implant is very smooth, and if you look at the angle of the actual human skull, it's very convoluted because we have little outcroppings due to muscular attachments, and we've got little ravines because this is where the facial vessels will basically pulsate and create a rivet that you can even feel with your own finger. Because of this, you can imagine that no off-the-shelf implant truly fits to every face. Not to mention, faces are almost always asymmetric. So I'm becoming more and more open, not only open, but favoring placement of custom jaw implants. And this is something that for the longest time I've been satisfied enough with the off-the-shelf options, especially with the jaw angle options that you can buy in two different sizes. And these will always remain a product offering of mine. I think in so many cases, people without great asymmetries, people desiring modest augmentation, this will always be a superior solution. The implants that I typically use are made out of silicone, which is great because you can make a small incision and place a larger implant through that incision due to its malleability. Now, more and more of my patients are asking for custom implants, and I'm starting to truly understand why. A custom implant, unlike an off-the-shelf implant, will truly key in. The other thing is when you're replacing something or augmenting something like bone, you want the material that you're replacing it with to be like what you're trying to augment. So plastics such as polyether ether ketone or PEEK or porous polyethylene are really popular as far as custom implant plastics that we use. I am now aligned with a company that will help me manufacture custom PEEK implants for patients who are interested. And the process is relatively simple. When you come in, we're going to take basic measurements. We can do it in 3 dimensions and even give you a simulation of what you're trying to achieve. Based on our discussion and your goals, I can then get a CT scan of your face and have a company create a custom 3D PEEK implant for your use. This implant is developed in a sterile, high-tech facility that is regulated very carefully by the government and will be a safe alternative for you. If you are interested in custom facial implants and specifically PEEK implants, look no further. I'm here for you. Thank you so much for your time.